Chakkhawalesu atra gacchantu devata Saddhammang muni rajasa sunantu sagga mokkhaddang Dhamma sawana kalo ayang badanda Dhamma sawana kalo ayang badanda Dhamma sawana kalo ayang badanda Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Okay, good morning, sisters and brothers in the Dhamma. Okay, this is my first time here. Huh? I'm happy to see so many people interested in this talk. Huh? And this talk, the title today is The Process of Birth and Death. As we know, everybody must die one day. So it's also important for us to understand how can we have a better rebirth and how actually the process of birth and death takes place. So for this reason, I choose this talk, which more than 10 years I do not talk about such topic. Usually I share how to help people to liberate from defilements, but I seldom talk about the process of birth and death for 10 years. Okay, for a dying person, he or she will see one of the three signs. What are these three signs? If you have Abhidhamma knowledge, you will know the answer. Okay, one of the signs is called Kamma. The second one is Kamma Nimitta. And the third one is Gati Nimitta, the sign of destination. Okay, let me explain to you what are these three signs. First, Kamma. We have performed various of karma in our life, including our past life. Okay, let's say now you are performing a very good karma by listening to talk, which is very wholesome karma. And if, let's say now I'm going to die, but today my wholesome karma of preaching the Dhamma matured and going to produce next life. So in my dying moment, I will see myself as if I am preaching the Dhamma again. So I see myself as if I'm preaching the Dhamma again. This is called karma. Then after that, my dead consciousness will take this sign and pass away and reborn in either heaven or human realm. So this karma. Similarly, if today you have done a good karma by listening to talk or by participating in this retreat, so during our dying moment, if this karma matured, you will see yourself like listening, sitting there listening to talk. Or you will see yourself like meditating and in meditation posture. This is called karma. And this will bring you to heavenly or human rebirth. Okay? The second one is Kamma Nimitta. Kamma Nimitta. Kamma Nimitta usually refer to the instrumental one use when perform good or bad karma. Let's say you come to a temple. You used to go to temple every Sunday and bring some flowers or offering food to the monastic. Then if this karma ripened in your dying moment, then you will see the food, or you will see the flowers which you used to perform the karma. And for the butcher, let's say butcher, because he used to use knife to kill the animals, so during his dying moment, if the sign is karma nimitta, then he will see the knife again. The instrumental he used to perform his everyday job. So by whatever object that appear before death will show us where are we going to reborn. Okay, so karma nimitta. The third one is gati nimitta, the sign of destination. The sign of destination before we die, if we are going to reborn in heaven, so we will see heavenly mansion, or we will see some devas, deities, heavenly chariot, mansion, and so on, or heavenly music. But if we are going to reborn in hell, then we will see hell beings, the torturing in hell, or anything that is connected with hell realm. This is called gati nimitta, sign of destination to show where we are going to reborn. Let's say a dying moment, if he see a forest, and what does it mean? Forest. If you see a forest during our dying moment, if we see a forest, what does it mean? Are we going to reborn in happy destination or unhappy destination? Happy. How come happy? So when you see forest, what do you think? You will reborn. Maybe you can, those who stay in the forest are monkey, tiger, some more, lion. Yes, but chances is very rare. Seniority. So sometimes 50-50. Maybe 50 reborn as animals, 50 reborn as like hermit, recluse. But it also depends on that karma. If it's good karma that produce that sign, then it's good destination. But if that sign, the sign of destination, is produced by unwholesome karma, then maybe it's animals. So these are the three signs that everybody will see. When I explain this to, when I was in USA, I give this talk, also process of birth and death. And after that, one of the Americans approached me, and he told me that, sister, my mom was a very staunch Christian, very devoted Christian for more than 30 years. Before she died, she said a sentence which I cannot understand for 30 years. Then he told me that, my mom said that the God did not forgive me. Her mom said before she died, she said, the God did not forgive me because she is Christian, right? But she can't understand why, because she is such a devoted Christian. His son think that, her son think that she must be reborn in heaven. How can the God did not forgive him, do not forgive her? So after listening to my talk, he started to understand. His mom was born in hell. Because Christian, you have two destinations only, either heaven or hell. So the God did not forgive me and punish me to be reborn in hell. Okay, this one story, real story. Another real story is when I was in Australia, after I give this talk many years, more than 20 years already. And after that, one devotee approached me and tell me, he said, "Sister, my husband died of cancer. But before he died, he always say, very bright, very bright. At first I don't understand. I go and switch off the light." Because the light is on, it's very bright. Maybe he doesn't like the brightness. So I go and switch off the light. And yet, my husband still say, very bright, very bright. And I'm puzzled already. I don't know what to do. Only after she listened to my talk, then she start to understand. But she want to reconfirm. So she discussed with me. I said, most probably, your husband was reborn in heaven. Because heaven is very bright. It's very bright. And also because her husband is meditator. Before he died, he didn't want to take any morphine. He didn't want to depend on any drugs. He want to depend on his meditation only. Therefore, I can guarantee her that her husband was reborn in happy destination. So all this sign can appear before a person dies. If you have served a person by his last utterance or by his expression before she passed away or he passed away, you can guess where he's going to reborn. Some people, when they see hell realm, then they will shout, very hot, very hot, very hot. Even in the aircon room. Then you cannot understand because we cannot see the sign. The sign appear to him only because the sign come from his previous karma. The sign is produced by his previous karma, nothing to do with us. So we cannot know, we cannot see the sign. Only a dying person can see the sign. So these are the three signs will appear in a dying person's vision. Okay, now you may be interested to know which karma. We have performed various of karma. Which karma ripen first in order to show that sign? Right? Can you hear me? Yeah, okay. So according to the order of karma, we have 5. First is called weighty karma, called heavy karma. Second is called death proximate karma. The karma you've done before dying moment, death proximate karma. The third one is habitual karma. And the fourth one is reserved, weighty karma, death proximate karma, habitual karma, and the fourth is reserved karma. I think 4, reserved karma. Okay. This according to Abhidhamma, but according to Visuddhimagga, the first one is heavy karma, weighty karma. The second one is habitual karma. The third one is death proximate karma, and the fourth one is reserved karma. Okay, let me explain to you one by one. Heavy karma, we have 5 heavy karma. 5 unwholesome heavy karma. What are the 5? First is killing father. Second, killing mother. Third, killing arahant. Fourth, causing bleeding on Buddha's body. Then the fifth is creating schism in the Sangha. If anyone who has done one of the 5 Vedic karma, he is bound to reborn in hell. No one can escape from it. Like Devadatta has done 2 heavy karma. One, Devadatta has caused the breathing from Buddha's body. When Buddha was walked under the vulture hill, then Devadatta pushed a rock down. Then a splinter of rock hurt Buddha's toes. They caused breathing. This is one heavy karma. The second heavy karma Devadatta performed is creating a schism. When Buddha and his disciple, when the Sangha community is having patimokkha, then Devadatta came and separate the Sangha into 2. This is called creating a schism in the Sangha. And before Devadatta died, he felt remorse over all his bad deeds he had performed. So he has eagerness to ask forgiveness from the Buddha. And he asked his disciple to carry him to go to Jetavana monastery, wanting to ask forgiveness from the Buddha. And Buddha's disciple knew, and they all reported to the Buddha, Devadatta is coming. But Buddha said, he has no chance to see me because of his 2 heavy karma. He has no chance to see me. So before Devadatta arrived at Jetavana monastery, the earth opened and Devadatta fell into the Avijji hell. So this is one of the heavy karma. This heavy karma is sure to reborn, is sure to ripen in our next existence. Another one is Ajatasattu. Ajatasattu is the son of King Miminsara, and he killed the son because he was influenced by Devadatta. Otherwise, Ajatasattu is a good person. However, because he associates with evil person, then he become evil. Therefore, in the Mangala Sutta, what is the first stanza of Mangala Sutta? Avoid, don't associate with fool. Avoid the fool. Similarly, because Ajatasattu, he associate with the fool, then he committed a heavy karma. Devadatta asked him to kill his father, to take over his throne, his kingdom. So finally, Ajatasattu killed his father. After that, he feel remorse, greedy remorse. Okay, testing. Closer, I think closer. Okay, testing. Okay. As long you all can hear. Okay. Then the Ajatasattu's minister urged Ajatasattu to go and see Buddha. So Ajatasattu went to monastery to see Buddha. When he arrived, he was so shocked. Thousands of people sitting in front of the hall listening to Buddha's talk, but silent. Not even one voice, not even one cough, not even one movement from the listener's body. And he said to himself, I am a king. With my army, the force of my army, I also cannot tame my people like Buddha tamed his disciples. So from that, he has a lot of faith to the Buddha. And Buddha preached him a Dhamma. However, Buddha said, if he has not committed a heavy karma, he can become Sotapanna. But he has already committed a heavy karma, killing his father, and that unwholesome karma blocked him to penetrate into Four Noble Truths. Therefore, he cannot become Sotapanna. And as I say, once a person has committed a heavy karma, he's going to reborn in Avijji hell, the deepest one. But after that, Devadatta become very devoted to the Buddha, and he sponsored the first council. After Buddha passed away, he sponsored the first council led by Mahakassapa. Therefore, his merit, his good karma obstruct him to reborn in Avijji hell. So he was reborn in minor hell. This is called obstructive karma. Our good karma can obstruct our bad karma, so we don't have to suffer that much. Okay? So this is the first heavy karma. They will ripen first, matured first. And I think all of us have known this bad karma. Right? All of us have known this bad karma, so we are safe. We are safe from the hell. The second karma will ripen first. Second karma is that proximate karma. That proximate karma is the karma we done immediately before death takes place. For example, before death takes place, if you listen to the talk, before death takes place, so your mind is in wholesome state. When your mind is in wholesome state, then you suddenly pass away. This is called that proximate karma, and you are bound to reborn in either heaven or human world. Because Sri Lankan people, they know this very well. Before they pass away, they used to invite monks come to recite sutta for them, especially for foundations of mindfulness, so that listener, the dying person, can listen until they pass away. Now, this is called that proximate karma. So that proximate karma is very important because the last thought of birth, last thought of dying will affect our rebirth in next life. Even a good person, he has done so many good deeds, but at the last thought, if he or she entertain something bad, or worry or remorse for something bad she or he has done, then he also will be reborn in an unhappy destination, regardless what good deed he or she will perform. Similarly, if a bad person, if a person has done a lot of unwholesome deed, but at his dying moment, he is lucky enough to recollect one of the good deeds and forget all the bad deeds, can remember just one, also will bring him to the happy destination in next life. I will tell you one example again. This occurred in one of the monk, forest monk, when he practiced meditation up to the dependent origination, he can trace back his past life. And in his past life, he was robber. You see, robber have to, rob people's things. So every day he performed this habitual karma, rob other people's property. One day he was caught. He was caught by a group of villagers, and these villagers caught him and put him in a rice bag, tied the rice bag and beat him with the stick, causing the bleeding on his head and causing a scar on his head. And after that, these villagers throw him into the river. So when he's going to die, he suddenly remember. He is a very smart person. He didn't remember all his bad deeds, but he only remember one of his good deeds. So he remember once when he go to somewhere, and on the way he met one monk come for Pintabat. At that time he was lucky enough to have some food with him. So he think, I have no chance to do all the good deeds. Now I have a chance to meet with a monk. Why not I offer all this food to him? So respectfully, he bowed down and offered all his food to this monk. And he prayed, say, Mante, may I achieve what you have achieved. So he prayed, may I achieve what you have achieved. Okay. Then after that, he forget this thing already. But when he was caught and thrown into the river, he suddenly remembered this episode. Suddenly remembered this one. This is called that proximate karma. Then when he remembered this, then he passed away. And this life, he reborn as human being. When he was born, there was a scar on his head. At first, he doesn't understand where the scar come from. He cannot understand until he see his past life. Then he start to understand this scar come from because he was bitten by the villager. Okay. And now he was a monk. He achieved what a monk has achieved. So next time you do any dana, you also tell, may I achieve what you have achieved. But if the monk has achieved nothing, then you also achieve nothing. Okay. So better choose those you think Arya person. Then you pray, I achieve what you have achieved. So easily you can achieve. Okay. So this is called that proximate karma. I'm not going to tell all the story. Otherwise, I'm here only to tell story. I have more important thing to tell you. So I'm going to move on to third karma. Habitual karma. Habitual karma, if there's no that proximate karma, then the habitual karma will take place. Habitual karma means what we have done, what we do every day. For example, if you how to say, if you are a doctor, then your everyday habitual karma is treating a patient. And if you are a butcher, then your everyday karma is killing animals. And if you are a fisherman, then your habitual karma is catching the fish. It's called habitual karma. Okay. So this habitual karma, during our dying moment, this habitual karma is very powerful because it's every day. We do it every day. So it becomes potent enough to produce our next rebirth. Therefore, a smart Buddhist always check his professional. Whether my professional is it creating akusala, more akusala, or more kusala. Because this is your habitual karma. Every day you do one. So some people, in order not to perform many unskillful karma, they change job. They don't want. They are far-sighted. They see very far. They not only see this life, they also see next life, life after life. Okay. So habitual karma, if a butcher, then he will see knife. He will see he himself. If he sees knife, it's called karma nimitta. And if he see health ram, it's called gati nimitta, the sign of destination. And if he see himself like slaughtering animal, it's called karma. Then he will be reborn in bad destination. I heard one of the story, a real story, a Vietnamese woman, she always slaughter animal. So before she died, and her voice suddenly changed, like animal's voice, screaming like animal before she died. This already show that she's going to reborn either in animal world or in hell realm. This is called habitual karma. Okay. Then, if there's no Vedic karma, no that proximate karma, no habitual karma, then reserved karma will ripen. What is reserved karma? Reserved karma means the karma we have done once or two or thrice, 3 times in our life, but we soon forget. However, during dying moment, this reserved karma suddenly ripened, suddenly matured, and produce his next rebirth. Then it will appear in the dying moments mind as karma or karma nimitta or gati nimitta. And this person will pass away and reborn according to his action. Okay? So according to the order of the karma, if there's no Vedic karma, then that proximate karma will take place. If no Vedic, that proximate karma, then habitual karma will ripen first. If no habitual karma, then reserved karma will ripen first. Suppose, let's say, you keep a group of cow inside the cage. Then early in the morning, you open the door. Which cow will come out first? Which cow will come out first? Nearer to the door. But if nearer to the door and there's one very strong cow, push him away, then the nearer to the door also cannot come out, right? So the strongest one, the strongest cow will come out first. Strongest cow means Vedic karma. But if there's no strongest cow, then the one near to the door will come out first. And if there's no one near to the door, no any cows near to the door, then which cow will come out first? Habitual cow. I never heard this habitual cow. The cow who always keep an eye when the door open, this cow will come out first. This is only the simile to tell you what karma will ripen first. Okay. So the dying person will grasp this sign, one of the 3 signs I mentioned. The dying person will grasp one of the 3 signs and pass away, reborn according to his karma. Okay, now a question for you. When rebirth takes place, is the same person from the past life or completely different person? What's your answer? Different person. Different person, and how can I remember my past life? Right? If different from my previous one, I cannot remember at all because I am not this person. So cannot be different person. So can it be same person? Can it be same person? No. Okay, because you are Buddhist, you know it's not the same person. If it's the same person, this is called the view of eternality. Wrong view of eternality. But if you say that this same person is the person who takes rebirth is another person, nothing to do with the previous life. This is also another wrong view. Wrong view of what? Wrong view of annihilation. Wrong view of annihilation. So what is the right view here? From the process of birth and death, we must develop a right view. What is the right view here? Buddha said, Avijja paccaya sankhara, sankhara paccaya vijnanam, vijnana paccaya nammarupam, nammarupa paccaya salayatanam. This is the right view. Dependent on ignorance, volitional formation arise. So from here, I want to give example. What is this ignorance? For dying person, his mind grasps on that sign. Why his mind want to grasp on that sign? During our dying moment, everybody afraid of death, right? So we don't want to die. We want to grasp something that can let the life continue. So why this person want to let the life continue? Because of ignorance. What ignorance? This person, dying person, he does not understand the danger in any existence. There's danger in any existence, whether it's Brahma existence, Deva existence, human existence, not to speak four woeful states existence. So Buddha said there's danger. Why? Because when there's birth, then there is death. And nobody wants to die. So if you don't want to die, if we don't want to die, then we don't reborn, right? But this dying person, he doesn't understand this point. He wants to be reborn again and again. So his mind will grasp on this nimitta. So his mind can hold on something so that rebirth can take place. This is called ignorance. Not understand the danger inherent in any existence. Or another word, not understanding for noble truth. What is the first noble truth? The truth of suffering. He doesn't understand life is suffering. Whatever existence is suffering. This is the first noble truth. So ignorance covers the truth of suffering. Okay, so ignorance is the root cause. Avijja paccaya sankhara. Because of ignorance, karma formation. Because of ignorance, so we perform karma. We perform wholesome karma. When we perform wholesome karma, sometimes we pray. Just like the robber, he pray. Seldom people pray, may this life my last life. Seldom people pray like that. Most people say, may I be reborn in heaven, enjoy heavenly bliss. Then, or may I reborn in human world again and to meet the one I love again. So everybody keep on praying, having another life, another life. Very few people pray, may this life my last life. You ask yourself, you know. Okay? This shows that why? This shows that we crave for life. We are not aware, even we aware, life is suffering, otherwise you don't come here to listen to the Dhamma. You prefer enjoying sensual pleasures outside. So as a Buddhist, we understand life is suffering, but that understanding is not strong enough for us to let go the enjoyment of sensual pleasures. Okay, so this dying person, he doesn't understand life is suffering. He doesn't understand the Four Noble Truths. Therefore, he perform karma, good karma, avijja paccaya sankhara, dependent on ignorant karma formation. So he perform good action, and whatever actions, whether good or bad, leave behind karmic energy. This karmic energy lie dormant, not manifest yet. So this karmic energy following a person's mental stream. The mental stream cannot stop one. Mental stream will continue to flow. The body can change, but the mental stream is continuing flowing. So this karmic tendency follow this person. And sometimes this karmic tendency will ripen in this life or life after. We do not know. We have to wait until the condition ripen. So suppose this person, because of ignorance, he performed karmic formation. He pray next life to be reborn in heaven. And when he pray next life to be reborn in heaven, he has craving for life, right? Otherwise he wouldn't pray for another life. So when there's ignorance, ignorance is always associated with craving. The craving is the origin of suffering. The second noble truth. The first noble truth is the truth of suffering. The second noble truth, the origin of the truth of suffering. What is the origin of the truth of suffering? Craving. And we have three types of craving. One is craving for sensual pleasures. Another one, craving for existence, craving for life. These two, in fact, very close. We crave for life. When we have life, only we can enjoy sensual pleasures, right? Only for human being. But for Brahma, they don't crave for sensual pleasures. Okay. So whenever we say there is ignorance, craving is always accompanied, associated with ignorance. So this person will perform karmic formation, and when this karmic formation ripen, then produce rebirth consciousness. Depend on ignorance, karmic formation arise. And when this karmic formation ripen, depend on karmic formation consciousness. What is this consciousness? One is rebirth consciousness, new life. And also there are 6 types of consciousness: eye consciousness, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, and so on. So all this consciousness will arise because of karmic formation we have performed in our past. Is this consciousness a person or not? A being or not? A permanent soul or not? Yes or no? Yes or no? No. No. This consciousness is the effect of a cause. What is the cause? Ignorance is the cause. Craving is the cause. Karmic formation is the cause. So this cause combine together and produce the effect we call consciousness. Therefore, consciousness is not a permanent soul. Therefore, the rebirth is not a transmigration of one soul to another. This is right view. We have to, if we say the same person, this one extreme, we call the wrong view of eternality. If we say there's nothing to do with the previous life, different person, this another extreme we call the wrong view of annihilation. So avoid these 2 extremes. Buddha preach depend on ignorant karmic formations. Depend on karmic formations, consciousness. Depend on consciousness, mind and body. So the new being comes, appear in new existence. Okay. So many people, even though Buddhists, they still assume it's the same person take rebirth. Even during Buddha's time, there was a monk called Sati. Sati, one day he proclaimed, he said that it's the same consciousness who transmigrate from one life to another life. And his fellow monk told him that, no, Buddha never say like that. You shouldn't say like that. I said, yes, according to my understanding of Buddhism, is the same consciousness, the same soul that transmigrate from one place to another. So the fellow monk cannot convince him. Then they have to report to the Buddha. Then Buddha said, okay, call him to come. Call him to come. And Buddha asked him, do you say that it's the same person or same soul or same consciousness that transmigrate from one place to another place? In front of Buddha, who dare to tell lies? So Sati said, yes, Mante. Okay. Then Buddha said, what do you mean the same consciousness? Tell me. What you understand that same consciousness? And Buddha said, the Sati said that it's that consciousness hears, sees, tastes, feel, experience. Sati said, what I mean that consciousness, same consciousness is the consciousness that sees, that hears, that tastes, that smells, the experience, and so on. Is the answer correct? Buddha said, foolish. Foolish man. You wrongly grasp the Dhamma, will bring you long, long suffering to come. Therefore, it's very important. Don't grasp the wrong Dhamma. Otherwise, will bring you long, long suffering to come. Buddha said, consciousness is dependent on. It's dependent on. And consciousness can be classified into 6 types. If it's eye, mean eye consciousness. If it's ear, ear consciousness. If nose, nose consciousness. Tongue, tongue consciousness. Body, body consciousness. And the one think is mind consciousness. So these 6 are completely different things, different type of consciousness. How can it be the same? Just like you burn the fire using cow dung, like Indian people using cow dung to burn fire, then this fire is called cow dung fire. If you use grass to burn fire, then this fire is called grass fire. And if you use stick, wood to burn fire, this is called wood fire. Similarly, I see something, then eye consciousness arises to see something. Ear hear something, ear consciousness arises to hear something. So it's completely different consciousness. So Buddha gives a discourse in the Majjhima Nikaya, explain dependent origination. Okay, so new rebirth. After that, rebirth take place according to what karma we perform in the past. Not only the present karma. Let's say now I'm dying. I'm dying. The karma ripen may not the karma I do in this life. It can be from previous 5 lives ago, or 10 lives ago, even 100 lives ago. Suddenly meet with all the condition and ripen into produce that sign, one of the 3 signs. And the dying person will grasp on that sign, not understand the danger in new existence, then he crave for existence. And the karma he has performed has the force to push the consciousness, from one existence to another existence. So the rebirth consciousness takes place in new existence. And the first, when the new life appear in a new existence, and the first mind and first thought process, the first thought process in the new being is craving for the existence as well. This means that when we are first born, we already have very strong craving in us to crave to this life. Therefore, we don't want to die. Okay, so this is the true picture of process of birth and death. I think I want to stop here and allow you to ask questions. Because this is connected with our life. We are going to die soon. We better make clear everything so that we can have a happy death, and happy rebirth. Okay? So any question?
So 3 sadhus for a good Dhamma talk. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. May we now open the floor for questions, and remember to keep your questions short, and so that everyone can ask as many questions as possible.
I'd like to ask you, you say that when we're about to die, supposing our death matures, but we don't like what we see.
You don't like what you see.
Yes,
okay.
So we quickly think of some good deed that we had done. So which one will mature when you die?
It depends on which one is karma heavier. Sometimes the karma is heavy, is bound to, to take rebirth. And the one you think one, to make you happy one, very weak. Not strong enough to fight with that going to matured one, then the matured one also will happen. But the one you think one also strong. You have a lot of happiness, just like the robber. He think the good deed he has done. So he has a lot of happiness, and that karma also strong, good karma, then that may beat the going to ripen one.
Will it temper the bad one so it won't be so bad?
I think I got to ask Buddha first. I cannot give you a guarantee. But during Buddha's time, yes. During Buddha's time, there was a monk. His son is Arahant, and he is a hunter. When he came to old age, he renounced, become a monk. But soon, he's going to die. So when he's dying, he saw a black dog chasing after him. So he shouted, "Go away, go away." Since his son is Arahant, his son understands. He has seen a bad nimitta, gati nimitta, not good one. So he quickly, before he take his last breath, before he died, he quickly carry him out to the pagoda and asked Samanera to collect some flowers, and told his father, "Now we offer flower to the pagoda on your behalf. Rejoice, please rejoice." And his dying father rejoiced. Then before he died, the nimitta changed. The nimitta changed from the black dog chasing him, changed to the heavenly scenery. Okay, so possible.
All right, I'll pass the question to the gentleman in brown shirt because he raised his hand. Brother?
Is there something that you can do to
Dying
improve?
person?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can invite monks to recite, but not enough monks for you to invite. So you can remind your dying parents all the good deeds they have done. I tell you another story, okay, to inspire you. Okay. There was a king in Sri Lanka. He is devoted Buddhist. Whatever good deeds he has done, he record it down. I have built one pagoda. I have offered to 1,000 monks. I have offered robes. What day, which time? He write down. So after so many years doing good deed, very thick book already. So before he passed away, he asked his minister, "Read for me all my good deeds." So his minister read one by one. He's full of joy, full of happiness. Then he died, go to heaven. So today you go back, I come to BF, attended the talk. One good deed. Join the retreat, second good deed. Write down all your good deed and give to your son, and remind me if I die, please read for me. Even the king do like that, right? It's a real story. So this is what you can do. Write down everything and tell those who are close to you, in case something happen, then read for me. Secondly, you can ask a dying person to do some good deed. before he died. Maybe say, Mom, can I help you to do some good deed? I go to monastery, offer something, offer to the monastery, or offer food to the monk. I do for you. Please rejoice, rejoice, rejoice. Okay? Or you can helping the dying person by radiating metta to them. If your metta is powerful. Okay? Don't after radiate, might go somewhere else. So you sit beside the dying person, you say metta to him. Help him to calm down his mind. Or you, before dying, ask him to take 5 precepts. It's also very powerful. Taking 5 precepts is also very powerful. Even a moment, if you committed to this 5 precepts, also can bring you to happy existence. So these are the few things you can do for a dying person. Okay?
All right, the next question, I believe there was a brother in the middle. Yeah.
Thank you, Bhante. What about non-death dreams? Are there any karmic significance to nightmares or good dreams? And or do you think they're just random mind consciousness?
I think random. To be counted as karma, intention must involve cetana. If we do something without intention, it's not counted as karma. So in the dream, we don't have intention, right? We don't have. Maybe in the dream, you dream you kill somebody, but you don't have intention at all. Then it's not counted as karma.
What about, let's say, if a person does good deeds or bad deeds and dreams, he or she can have this dream that has connected to the action?
But it's then it's not counted as karma. But the good deed he has done is karma. The second time when you dream of it, it's not counted as karma. But the first one is already karma. No need to count for second time.
Should we place significance on this sign that help us to done something bad as well as doing bad things? In that sense.
I'm not clear. Say it again.
Let's say
Not dying person, right?
Non-dying. It's normally dreams. It manifests from various reasons. Which now, if we have done or person done good deeds, so he or she may have good dreams. Now,
Yes.
as the person when she or she wakes up, should he use it as a guide that I'm in the right path, right, or doing good things, as opposed to a guy who has been or person who is doing bad things, then you have nightmares, So because typically in daily life, sometimes friends say, hey, I have this dream, and what is it? What's the significance, right? So some Bhantes will say there's nothing. It's random.
Yeah, it's
But
random.
some people go to fortune teller and say, that's bad,
No,
Thank
I
you.
think it's a random. No significant. Okay.
All right. Any other questions? Oh, yeah, okay. I guess there's a lot of questions today. I'll start with the lady in front and to the gentleman at the back.
What if the dying person does not want any more existence? What should he...
Say it again.
What if the dying person does not want any more existence?
Oh, it's not up to you. It's not up to you. As long as karma not exhausted, the rebirth will continue. I also don't want, but it's not up to me. Only when I attain arahantship, then I can. I no more existence. Okay.
Can I ask, is there a difference between doing a good deed and thinking that you want to get good karma versus doing a good deed and not thinking about the results?
Okay. Doing the good deed. Okay, there are 2 cases here. Some people doing the good deed, but with knowledge, understand. Every good deed produce good result. He has this knowledge, good begets good, but he does not expect the result. This is one case. Another one, doing good deeds only want to get good result. Only expect, let's say I donate 100 and I expect to get 1,000. So with such expectation is greed rooted. He has greed attachment to get more. So in these two cases, the first one is better. We do good deed with the understanding good begets good, but we don't expect any result. But the third case, a person do good deed and do not know this is good deed. That is worse. This doing good deed without wisdom. He doesn't know even this is a good deed. This according to Abhidhamma is without wisdom at all. So the best one is we know it's good deed and we do it without any expectation. We do it out of our metta, want to help other people, and also to get rid of our attachment to our property. This is the best idea way of doing good deed. Okay.
Questions? Okay.
Wait.
Just after that question, I want to clarify. Can we pray after we did the good deeds?
Yes, you should pray like a monk.
Okay.
You should pray.
So it's not something like expectation. It's just purely pray. Right?
Depend on what you pray. Depend on what you pray.
Can you
Let's
give
say-
some example?
Let's say what you want to pray. Let's say.
It's something like, for example, I do something for my parents or family. I want to pray for them, have good health and their lives. Is it pray or expectation?
This pray.
This is
But
pray.
this may not come true. They have to do their good deed to have health and long life. You cannot do for them. They have to do. In Buddhism, we bear our own karma, right? So if you want your parents to have good health, long life, you ask them to do good deed. And they pray. No, you pray for him, no. You pray for him, I think cannot come true.
Okay, thank you.
The best praying is, you say pray, may this meritorious deed help me to bring to the end of all suffering and attain the final happiness. But before I can attain the final happiness, whatever life I come, may I only reborn in happy existence. You can pray like that. Okay.
I wish to ask a question. If the person is already died for 3 days,
For 3 days, okay?
yeah, he already there for 3 days.
Okay.
I done the recite for 3 refuges and the 5 precepts and this Utipiso to him. So will the dead person still receive what my recites to him?
Understand? Okay. Okay, this question had been asked many, many times. According to Theravada tradition, only one type of ghost can receive our transfer of merit. Not everybody can receive. Let's say, if my mother died, my mother was reborn in heaven. She doesn't need our transfer of merit. She's more happy than us. She has better karma than us. We don't have to transfer merit to them. Then also, so not necessary. And if my mom was reborn as animal, she also cannot receive my transfer of merit. If she was reborn in health, she also cannot receive my transfer of merit. If she was reborn in human beings, now she is in the mother's womb. She also cannot receive my transfer of merit. Right? So only one type of hungry ghost who live depend on other people's transfer of merit. This type of person can receive. But however, we do not know. We do not know, so better do. right? For the safety of her, we do not know where she takes rebirth. So we better do some good deed. And transfer merit is not by just reciting 3 refugees. You have to go to monastic, offering food, offering robes, offering temple, some requisite to the temple. So that this hungry ghost, in case he has no food, then he can have something to eat. If he has no clothing, then he has something to wear and somewhere to stay. Okay?
All right, questions?
Thank you, Venerable, for the talk. So I understand that the rebirth is somewhat very driven by all different types of karma that the person have accumulated over his lifetime. So, but on the other hand, I also understood that in mostly Mahayana context, there is a state where either 7 days or 49 days after the person died, you can still, the living person can still do either transference of merits or prayers to help this person who has passed away to be to change the state of where he or she will be rebirth. Right. So, could you comment on I mean this thing?
This like 7 days one. This must be. I think this must be in according to Theravada tradition. This like 7 days. This 7 days he must be reborn as like ghost, hungry ghost. So by transferring merit, yes, sometimes if you offer to a very virtuous person and your offering is also lawful, right? It's not from unlawful means. Then this hungry ghost can accept this and liberated from the hungry ghost world. It's possible, but is it necessary 7 days? That's not mentioned. Usually we immediately we do it. We didn't drag up to 49 days, 7 days. The moment our parent passed away, we do it immediately. If he can receive, then he can escape from the suffering world. Or even he cannot escape, then he has something to wear, something to eat, something to to stay, so on. Okay.
Okay. Next questions. There was a lady in the back.
Bante, sorry, I have 2 questions. The first one is, for example, for a nutritionist profession, so they actually teach people to eat healthier, but at the same time, some nutrition advice include meat as part of the diet. So does this kind of profession actually correct profession according to Buddhism? Then the second thing is, you mentioned about craving on sensual pleasures. So what is the right view when we are eating? Because when we eat, we tend to also go for good taste, good texture, all this. Thank you.
Okay. For the first one, I think you encourage people to eat healthy food as long as not encourage people to kill. This is okay. Good job. Because you encourage people to eat healthy food, but not involved in killing. Do not urge other people to kill. It's considered a right livelihood. Okay. The second one, craving for sensual pleasures. For example, you like to go for good taste. This attachment to the good taste. Therefore, I as a meditation teacher, I always ask people to contemplate 4 elements when eating to get rid of that craving. So you have the way. We practice mindfulness and wisdom while eating. To contemplate all this food is 4 elements, and whenever there's craving arise, we contemplate impermanent. Whenever there's pleasant feeling, we contemplate impermanent, to get rid of all the craving while eating. Enjoying taste is also one type of great hindrance when you come to meditation practice. One of my students in USA, he told me that he has very strong attachment to food more than to sex. Okay, so food can become a very strong hindrance. Okay.
Hi, Bante. It's just out of curiosity because we live in Asia context, right? When a person is dying soon, we hear say that they will saw their passed away ancestor coming back. Yeah. So their ancestor has really passed away many, many years. They may have went through few rebirth. But is it true when we see someone has really passed away coming to a sick person, it's times for them to be going to pass away soon? Is it real or is hallucination?
50-50 maybe. Sometimes we cannot say he has passed away for so many lifetime because if he was reborn in heaven, the lifespan in heaven is very, very, like one day, 50 years in the human world, only one day in the heaven. Sometimes 100 years in human world, only one day in the heaven. So to them it's very short, to us it's very long. So the same person, like heavenly beings, they can transform themselves and come down to the human world. If you are reborn in heaven, they know you are going to reborn in heaven, so they can come down just to receive us. Possible. Okay.
All right. So as it's approaching noon, Venerable may need to consume her lunch.
Oh, sorry. I have something to say.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, sorry. About the process of birth and death, I have stated it very clearly in my book. Because now time is very short. I cannot explain as clear as in my book. So I want you to, if you want to know better, you can have my book, Unraveling of Mystery of Mind and Body. They will display outside later on. And also another book, The Path to Happiness, because today is also one day retreat, right? So in order to make progress in your spiritual pursuit or spiritual path about your meditation, you need to have very clear understanding of the practice, especially the 5 aggregates. Introduction to 5 aggregate, I write it very clearly in my book, The Path to Happiness. Without understanding the 5 aggregate, I don't think you can progress fast. Why? Because 5 aggregate is the truth of suffering. And Buddha said, the truth of suffering must be fully known. The truth of suffering means these 5 aggregates of clinging must be fully known. Otherwise, you don't have the desire to liberate yourself because you don't understand suffering. To you, life is happiness. To Buddha, life is suffering. What we see and what Buddha sees completely different because we have a thick layer of defilements, we have thick layer of ignorance, so we cannot see true. We cannot see clearly. Therefore, to understand and for you to make progress in your path, it's better to understand well 5 aggregate of clinging, and this is clearly explained in my book, The Path to Happiness. But for the death, for the process of death and birth, I have explained it very clearly in my book, Unraveling the Mystery of Mind and Body through Abhidhamma. In this book, there's also one topic about Anapanasati, because we are practicing Anapanasati. So this book also mentioned from the very beginning how to practice Anapanasati, then what will you encounter when you make progress, up to the attainment of jhana. And also another topic we call, which is my favorite, moment-to-moment practice. As a layperson, we don't have so much time to sit on a cushion. So we must cultivate a skill how to practice in our daily life when we are moving around. So that I also show in my book under the topic of moment-to-moment practice in Unraveling the Mystery of the body, Mind and Body. So if you want to know clearly and you want to know more in detail, we will display the book outside. You can have it. Okay, thank you so much.
So may we now put ourselves into Anjali position, and we will do the closing puja.